Hello folks, hope you're having a good Friday so far. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the LEGO Let's Chat. We're here on, I guess it's the third week of May? Sure. I'm looking at doing a little bit of extra streaming today. We'll be doing LEGO for now and then switching over to Satisfactory because I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'm taking tomorrow off. So it'll be a good day to kind of push into a Satisfactory stream, I think, after this. I don't know how many bags are in the Princess Leia Boushh helmet. I imagine we'll get the stand done today. The last time I did one of these was the Luke Skywalker helmet, and if I recall, the first day was mostly the stand. But you never know. We'll see what we can get done. We'll see what we can get done. Big shout out and thank you to the community. This was a gift from Cosmic, Alastair, Mcscrewgunn, Hunter, and one other person, Elkhorn, I think. Yep, I got it right. So thank you all. I really appreciate. This was a birthday gift from April, and we did a big unboxing stream. That VOD is on Joel Duggan VODs out on YouTube, and I was smart enough to open the box before I started streaming, so we'll just dig right in. How's everyone's Friday going? I was up early with Steve and ESC. We went to the gym. I think I had a good workout. I was heavy. Chest and triceps. Wow, there's a lot of bags in this. Beefy. Stickers. And that's it. So we've got a little bit of box art. There's some images from Return of the Jedi, which is where this design is from. These are pretty tall. They're good 6.5 inches tall, so they look really good on a bookshelf. That's where I've got my Skywalker helmet. And just a little bit of information. Book is in good shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you know, I say that. Maybe the stand is last in this particular set. Looks like the stand might be close to the end. 6, 5, and another 6. So we'll go with, obviously, bag number 1. We'll probably get through at least bag 1 and 2. You were smart. You must have slept well. I slept well, but not long. I only average about 6 hours. I know people are supposed to get 8, but I just never can. Unless I'm like really zonked from like a flight or something, then 6 is my average, and I'm happy with 6. It's when I get 4 that I can't function. Well, I can function, I'm just really tired. Yeah, I thought we were going to start with the stand, but I guess not. No complaints there. That'll be different than the one before, so that's good. Oh, Boo, good to see you. Making some mic adjustments here so that it's less in my way. Different color. Normally they're orange. Are those pink blocks? Yes, they are. But I'm assuming they're very similar to the pink blocks we use in the brick heads, where they're probably internal blocks, just meant for you to be able to see very clearly where things are going. Same with these green ones. I don't think these green ones are part of the model. The outside of the model is mostly brown and maybe a little bit of maroon. Four brains are better than one? I guess it depends on what the sacrifice would be. I don't think I'd want 4 heads. But like if I could have a brain in my chest and maybe my left and right arm, sure. The pink block should take pride in me in the middle of the knolling. Wow. Somebody's on point today. So I was thinking one of the things I might try to tackle in Satisfactory today is going to be the decoration and maybe even some of the hookup of the main train station. I'd like to try to start to get things moving. That build. Kind of taken a pause with it as we've been working on like the main train line. I was reminded the other day, actually, via email, that there is a Satisfactory Train Lego set on Lego Ideas. I put that link in our Discord. It's really cool. Train station's looking good, cut up with the rest of the VOD from yesterday. Very cool. Thanks. Yeah, I did a little bit of work on it last night after stream, after I get home, but mostly I think I just have to make a decision about what to do with the first floor, like the underground part of it, and then I think we should be good. Next color. Probably brown, I guess. Cosmic Dancer gifting a tier 1 sub to Elkhorn 95. That brings Elkhorn up to 41 months. Thanks so much, Elkhorn. And thank you, Cosmic. That's amazing. Thought that was going to work out better. Man, that is not a straight line at all. Adopt a mod? I've always wanted an Elkhorn. Nice. Yeah, I think one of the things I'm struggling with Satisfactory is trying to figure out the final vision for how I want the factory to look, and so I get hesitant about putting in final designs. Because there's two things that come in, right? Like there's your I'll call it your actual function, like the fact that the factory has to collect and process these things, but then I want it to look a certain way, and in a way I enjoy what I'm doing with the whole Transformers theme, but I've really given myself a challenge. Like a lot of what I do in Satisfactory, I'm kind of going against the grain about what the game naturally wants you to do. Speaking of Transformers, there's been a whole ream of new trailer footage for the Transformers movie that's coming out on June 9th. And I don't know whether that's good or bad. Like, there seems to be all these 30-second TV spots. There seems to be all these trailers that are showing all kinds of like robot stuff. Very little about the story or the humans involved, like very, very little. And that's fine, because I mean, I think a lot of people they go to these films to go see the Transformers, but I'm a little concerned that it hasn't tested well with early audiences, and they're trying to just basically overhype it. We'll see. I think I want to go see it. The designs look good. The whole idea behind it is pretty solid. I guess we'll see. And from what I can tell, it's meant to be the spiritual successor to the Bumblebee movie, the one with Haley Steinfeld, which is really good. If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. I like Haley Steinfeld anyway. I think she's great. But it's good. It's a good film. Like the way that they handled it was really smart. I think John Cena plays a FBI, something like that. But he's sort of like, he's not the bad guy. He's like the bad guy on the hunt for Bumblebee. He's the government guy. But I think if I remember correctly, he eventually kind of sees that Bumblebee's a good guy. Which isn't a giant spoiler, that you kind of know that's going to happen anyway. You don't tend to see John Cena cast as the villain anyway. So when you see someone like him, you're just like, oh yeah, I kind of know, I know the role. a weird layout today. John Cena plays the same character in every movie? I don't know about that. I haven't seen enough of his films. I've seen lots of interviews with him. He seems like a really not likable dude. Like, he seems pretty straight up, but I don't know. I think it's basically the movies he's usually in, or the variety of movies he's been in, just aren't my cup of tea. Like, I'm not watching John Cena in a romantic comedy, not because I don't enjoy John Cena, because I don't enjoy modern rom-coms. Well, that's the odd piece out, isn't it? I think I saw a blurb, I did. Honoring a fierce heroine. By the time Return of the Jedi was released in 1983, Star Wars fans across the galaxy already knew Princess Leia Organa as an intelligent, fierce rebel fighter, disguised as disguised as Ubis bounty hunter Boushh. She enters Jabba the Hutt's palace to bargain for Han Solo's release from Jabba's clutches and the frozen carbonite, with Chewbacca as her acquiescent bounty and a thermal detonator. Just relax for a moment. You're free of the carbonite. I remember that line. That was a fun reveal the first time you watched that movie. Although Princess Leia's brazen infiltration stunt nearly lands both herself and Han Solo in Jabba's grisly dungeons, her grit and fearlessness only reinforces her hero status. As we celebrate the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, we honor Leia in her rightful place among the legends of our extensive LEGO Star Wars helmet collections. Some images from the movie. And a bunch of different languages. Cool. And that was from Jens Kronvold Fredrickson, creative director at LEGO. Nice. Might be challenging to get the book to lay flat. I need 2 of these little beige pieces. Oh, he plays the not bad guy. I see what you mean about John Cena, yeah. Alright, this is going to be challenging. Another 4 of these. Going straight to business. I would really love for LEGO to come out with another LEGO Transformer. That would be really cool. I collected Transformers for a little while in my 20s, but They just got expensive, and they just kind of sit there and look okay on the shelf. At least with Lego, like, you've got some model building and some other things that happen along the way. So it looks like a big part of this is hollow. It's weird. My Minecraft brain says, like, don't leave that hollow. Zombies will spawn in there. Isn't that funny? The things that you're like, your brain just auto completes when you spend a lot of time in a certain game or environment or book franchise or whatever. There we go. 2 pink pieces going down, Cosmic. In the depths of the helmet. Sharing your love for the coffee cup? Thanks. Yesterday I was drinking, when I was playing Satisfactory, I was drinking out of the Satisfactory mug that you sent me. The orange one. Put the big piece together and throw the rest away. But I need a helmet to look good on the shelf next to my Luke Skywalker helmet. I'm still on the fence about the Darth Vader one. You would not know this is a helmet and the way that things are going so far. I really like this color. I think I've mentioned that on stream before. I think it's the same color as like the roof of the Parisian Cafe, maybe. Out of curiosity, is the clicking coming through on the mic? I was thinking about getting like another microphone. With those, for the folks that I know are in the stream that do like the kind of like the ASMR of the Lego clicks, I was thinking about getting like another microphone and like aiming it right at the desk. I just don't know how to make sure it wouldn't pick me up. That would be the only trick. I would say that's obviously part of the outside at some point. The clicking comes across fine. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Those dreaded Lego zombies. But I know what you mean about the influence of game or literary world in real life thought process. Oh, for sure. I remember when I was watching Justified, it was, I think the new seasons were still coming out, but I had not seen it before. So I was binge watching like the first 3 seasons, I think, of Justified. And for that summer, I got into the soundtrack and everything. And I want to say, for the majority of that summer, my inner monologue had like a Kentucky drawl. It was really funny. As you're walking down the street and you're thinking like, I have to go get groceries, or going to stop at the store or whatever. And I would have like a twang in my thoughts because I was just listening and watching so much of that show. Now there's a Star Wars connection. Is it Cobb Vanth is Timothy Oliphant's character? I think it's Cobb Vanth is the Marshal on Tatooine that he plays. Really good. And I know that he plays the U.S. Marshal in Justified, and he's known for his cowboy type roles. But I really do feel like if you're going to be in Star Wars, which is a space western, you really, if you're going to get Timothy Oliphant to play someone, you kind of have to get him to play the Marshal. You'd be kind of wasting the opportunity if you didn't. He's a good actor, actually. I should look and see what he's been doing lately, because I haven't seen him in much. I think the latest thing I've seen him in has been The Mandalorian. Mandalorian or Boba Fett? He was in the Book of Boba Fett, I think, or both. I was thinking something that Star Wars could do that would be really good, I think, for the stories in general, because some of the bounty hunters, like, they don't necessarily warrant having their own show, but you could do like a bounty hunters series and then just have every episode be like a little serial, or every 2 episodes, like a 2-parter, you know, a Boba Fett part 1 and 2, you know, a Vosk part 1 and 2, IG-88 1 and 2, like that. I would watch that. I would be on board for that for sure. Well, that's interesting. These actually don't connect. They just kind of touch in the middle. They attach to. That is really cool. They just sort of sit there. Man, the amount of like pieces that have to like be designed to go together at a very specific angle and function, like, that's the fact that Lego, each piece is measured as a certain length and certain diameter, and like it all can fit together in so many different ways. It's just a mind-boggling way that things are designed. So same thing here, just a little 1x1 plate, the distance between them. So on the sides. Wait a minute now. Oh, just fits. Wow. Cool. Good, big head face. Good morning. Well, afternoon for us, but good morning to you. Cosmic is in full snark mode today. Or am I the only one that noticed? Listen, it's been a day, says Cosmic. Well, thankfully it's Friday. Well, I mean, yesterday was Friday for a lot of people. Is it a holiday in the UK this weekend? Or does that all change with the crowning of the new king and all that nonsense? No offense to anybody that's a monarchist. I mean, I'm from Canada. I can bark from within the monarchy. The Commonwealth. Not the monarchy. Within the Commonwealth. That goes farther forward. Now that goes right here. Neat. We're actually building like the middle of the helmet first. Like that's the visor, right? No, we have another bank holiday at the end of the month, but we've had our fill of holidays for the first 2 weeks of May. What were the first 2 weeks of May? I didn't realize that was a holiday for you guys. So this is our like May 2-4 weekend. I think in the States it's May 2-4 weekend, but in Canada we call it's Victoria Day weekend. And I don't imagine they're going to get rid of it. I just was wondering if there was a new one. Lego Voyeur, welcome in. I built the lighthouse with your neat piece layout instead of giant unorganized pile. I see why you spend the time. Yep. 2 reasons. 1, it does make building a lot more pleasant. 2, I find it makes the builds last longer. And I think that it gives me more time to chat as well. So the Let's Chat videos are longer. So this gets put over here. Doesn't fit there. Oh, it goes on top. Okay. Cool. First of May, May Day, and then the 8th of May, Coronation Break Bank Holiday. Okay. So, did you guys ever have a middle of May holiday in the UK? Fill of holidays do not compute. Hey, look, as someone that is self-employed, works most Monday holidays, and does really only takes Christmas off, you're not going to get a lot of pity for me complaining about holiday or like complaining about holidays. I never get them. In a lot of ways, when you're doing something like this, which is crowd-funded and fan-supported, holidays are usually a good idea to try to fit in some extra streams, like extra Christmas time streams, holiday weekend streams. The only time I would say that it's not are holidays like Father's Day, Mother's Day, stuff like that. There tends to be less people online. Same thing with Canada Day, like 4th of July, people are not at home watching their computers. As far as I can tell, anyway. I'm going to be taking more days off in the future, though. I can see myself taking a lot of either Saturday or Sundays off to go hiking. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. Oh, cool. This is like the long part of the helmet, I guess. That attaches right here. Wow, this is so interesting, and so much of it is not going to be seen. So I realized the book was a little bit off camera. Did I do that right? Yeah. Full day hike sounds like a nice plan. It's the hike is 90 minutes away, and it's a 3-hour hike. So it's not that the day is spent hiking, it's more like the day is spent kind of like halfway between traveling and hiking. But it'll be a full day of just like time off, you know. Go for breakfast, head out of the city, get to the trailhead around noon, do the hike, come back into the city, probably be back in the city around dinner time, probably go grab something to eat. Why is that here? I obviously missed. It obviously goes right here. I obviously missed the part where I did that. Two pieces left over is usually okay. But it looks symmetrical. I don't see any missing potential bits. It's weird, right? You would not think that this would eventually turn into a Star Wars helmet. Bag number 2, page 29. Break for before the next bag. Good place to do so. You're probably right. Where are we at stream time? I can't see my monitor from here. Been live for what? 45 minutes? Well, that bag came out really odd. 47? Okay. Yeah. Let me just get rid of this plastic and then we'll take a break. Maybe need to get a sharper knife. Cool. If you're new to the stream, I take a break about once an hour. It is that time. I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Dola Mizu, welcome in. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks, Kel. Thanks, Cosmic. We're into bag 2 of the Princess Leia Boushh helmet. I think it's Boushh. Boushh, yeah. It's hard with Star Wars. They just put in extra letters and then you're just like, how do you pronounce that? Looks like we're going to continue up to the front part of the helmet. Well, front and sides, I would say. I just think of it the way that Corrales says Boushhes. Boushh. Yeah. It's funny how you start to pick up different things like that from different YouTubers. I haven't watched a lot of Mumbo Jumbo lately, but Chuffed. I picked up, he says Chuffed a lot. And Chuffed to Bits. And then, of course, Skull85, everything was like of Doom for a while. Which is funny, it did get old. I try not to use it too much. Well, I try not to do too much that other people have kind of like used as their catchphrase or whatever. I don't know if I really have any catchphrases myself. Probably things like more like Canadian expressions than catchphrases. Man, I'm feeling this morning's workout already. I'm normally the kind of person that will get sore 24 to 36 hours after I train. But today, I'm just feeling it all over. Hold on to your nuggets is my catchphrase. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've heard that anywhere. I think that's something that I came up with. How many of these little pieces do we have here? Oh, I missed a round one. That's not annoying at all. Alright, maybe we'll move these down here then. Sometimes when you're doing this, it's almost like you hold your breath, even though it doesn't matter. But I find these little pieces can be so finicky to move around. Reminds me when we went to the beach last weekend, says Cosmic, walking in the soft sand. Man, the next day my legs seized up like anything. Yeah, this will be the first hike of the season for me. And I do a lot of walking in the city, usually like an hour more at a time, but there's definitely something different about like walking on rocky beaches or going up little cliff scrambles and stuff like that. I'm sure I will be feeling it on Sunday. Much of these little pieces. There's not nearly as much in this bag as I thought there would be. I've noticed that these Lego streams seem to be about 2 bags a stream. Unless it's like really small bags. Closer to the end of a build where you start to add like a lot of the details and stuff. But I feel like starting off it's usually like 2 bags and then sometimes if you're on like the last bag or 2, you don't want to just... If you've got 3 bags left, I'll probably finish the stream. Like I'll probably finish the set that one stream. Maybe we can fit these other gray ones in here. I do like the pieces that you can kind of stand up on their end and kind of get like a read on what they are, what their function's going to be. Makes it easy to grab them later. I don't normally go right to left when I do this stuff, but sometimes lines up nice. A few of these, wow. I don't know that I could tell when they're upside down until you actually touch them. Obviously they're hollow on one side. I meant to ask, how's the glare off the table? I can move the lights around a little bit. There was, I know when I went on break I noticed a lot of glare coming off the manual, like the build manual, but those are pretty glossy anyway, so it's hard to get those to not be shiny, but I can move the lamps. Like the lamps are very easily positioned in different spots. Bunch of pieces like this, L shapes, little bits. Bag 2. Done and dusted. Now that I didn't come up with. I've heard done and dusted a fair bit lately. I can't remember who it is that says it. It was 29. Bag 2, 29. Terrible channel point redeem idea. 200k to activate a motor that vibrates the table. I put that up there with audio interference. True Purple, hello, how are you? Most glares on the manual, as you said, not much to be done about that. Yeah, it's fair. Done and Dusted is from Pixel Riffs. Okay, then maybe that's where I've picked it up then. Although, he doesn't say it on the podcast, I remember. Maybe he does. It's hard because when we're on the podcast together, it's like I'm 75%, 80% listening and talking to him, and then the other 20% of my brain is timing the show and thinking about what we're saying next and putting examples in the chat. There's a little bit of multitasking that happens when you're doing a live podcast. That goes like that. All the pink pieces go in here. And they're behind the lights, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 4 of those, 2 of these, and all the green pieces. Just a few distractions when you're live? Yeah, there's a fair amount going on. Honestly, a live podcast is harder than a live stream. Live streams are way more chill. There's less of a march forward. I guess it depends on the game too. I get frustrated with Minecraft streams if I don't get a lot done. Whereas Satisfactory, I can be disappointed that I don't get a lot done, but I understand that that game is just a different pace. The detail in these looks really cool. It's almost like they have like little... It's just the way that the pieces are cut inside, but it's like they have little circuit boards and stuff. It looks really neat. And this goes on the pink part like that. I love it when they overlap Lego pieces like this and give you like the little edges of these plates. It adds a lot of detail in a really, really cool way. That is really slick. That sticks out quite far, too. Nice. This is going to look really sick when it's done. Then this goes over the top. Keeps everything in line. I never make any progress on stream, and I've just come to accept that's who I am. Oh, look. I think the amount of progress that I make on a stream is I feel self-conscious about it, but I think it's probably pretty good on average. I've tuned into some streams where like it's mostly a just chatting in the disguise of Minecraft. I find that I can get caught up in what I'm doing, and that's why having a game can be good, because at least I can start just talking about and narrating what I'm doing. Whereas with the Lego, like I feel like it can be sometimes hard to talk about, because like you can see what I'm doing. There's only one way to do it. There's no decisions to be made with Lego. Like you're doing it step by step, and that's it, right? Now, what would be interesting to me is if I could find a Lego streamer that was designing their own stuff, like building their own things. That would be interesting. Because then I'd be walking through the same creative decisions that I do, you know, in something like Minecraft, right? We have to do stickers. Sticker number 2. Thankfully, they are symmetrical, it looks like. We'll put these on first, and then stickers after. Thankfully, there are not very many. I feel like the Luke Skywalker helmet had quite a few. Now, this is where I hold my breath, and it absolutely helps. unless you do that. At least they're square. That makes it at least a little bit easier. That's done. You do a lot of detail work on stream, says Meadow. That is going to be amazing progress just by the type of activity. It's slow and steady, wins the race kind of thing. That's fair. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think the other thing too is that you can kind of get in your head about it, because if you watch YouTube videos where people are sharing Minecraft content, there's a huge amount of work that's just cut, right? Like it's just not shown. And so you feel like those videos make a lot of progress, but then, you know. And I guess there could be like, you know, you could always gear yourself up for like a Minecraft video where it's like a thing where like the chat knows that you're not talking. Like you just blare some music and just go, you know, and not have to think about it. Kind of like when you do like a multiplayer streaming Minecraft with your friends, it's like kind of a known thing that you're really not going to be able to keep up with chat just because there's just too much conversation happening live. Or time lapse. That's a good point, Elkhorn. Yeah. Yeah, the time lapse thing is important to remember. These are the little tricky parts. These little 1x1 plates that like to rotate. Whatever. All right. There's always just a little bit of room. Cool, that's done. Now we need these pieces. Pretty iconic shape. I mean, I recognize it immediately because, of course, I've seen Return of the Jedi like 100 times, but I think it's a pretty recognizable helmet. I've not seen much like it in other places. There were some creators a while back doing these long play Minecraft videos, which was just them playing Minecraft, low volume, meant as a second screen, background noise kind of thing. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I wonder if that was before me paying much attention to the space. It's Pikacath. Hello. Hope you're having a good Friday. Even though I'm not a content creator, I get frustrated at the speed I'm building in my world. Luckily, my friend keeps telling me that I am indeed making a lot of progress, especially since I usually only get to play when I'm tired, says Meadows. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing that you have to remind yourself too, is that like if you're watching any content, there's a really good chance if someone is making absolute leaps and bounds in Minecraft that either one, it's their job, or two, they have a lot of free time outside of a job that they already, that they have. Which means they may not have other commitments like, family and kids or spouses or things like that. Pets. So there's all kinds of things that can contribute to someone being able to just like, pedal to the metal and get a lot of work done in Minecraft. Or any building video game kind of thing. It's funny how Minecraft is something that people talk about in terms of progress. Same with Satisfactory. We think about progress. You don't think about gameplay. You don't think about how much fun I had, how much time I've spent playing. Like, people think about like, I guess in some video games you're like progressing through the story, things like that. But usually it's like, how much did I accomplish? The metrics internally are talked about in the same way that people talk about like, did you have a productive day at work? Did you have a productive afternoon streaming Minecraft? Like it's an interesting way that we talk about building games in that their work or that they feel like work, or they can I think they feel like work. I know that I was talking to Steven the other day that like my creative itch, as an artist is absolutely scratched by playing Minecraft and Satisfactory. Minecraft especially. It's a very creative game. I don't feel like I'm lacking any kind of creative outlet because I spend so much time creating things in Minecraft. And podcasting is also creative too. But I think that another thing that can be kind of dangerous is that like I'll play a game like Satisfactory for like 3 hours, maybe on my own, say like on a Sunday afternoon, or well, I guess I stream Sundays, but like, pick a weekday evening and I'll stream Satisfactory for myself for a few hours. And then I'm like, I walk away from that and I feel like I've worked. I feel like I've accomplished something when I haven't. Not in an adult way. Like I've played a game for 3 hours. I've not really accomplished anything. Today I did laundry before I started streaming, so I could feel like an adult. So then this goes on top of this. Oh, I see where it connects. Okay. This is the spacer and support. Connects right like that. Snappy, snap, snap. The detail in this is really cool. They've really got a good balance of like studs versus plates. Now, where does all the black stuff happen? Oh, this is where we start, I guess, the bottom part, right? Playing Minecraft Bingo yesterday with a few folks, was worried I'd get into going into it, I'd be terrible. Ended up having so much fun because it was a group of us together having fun. Get really wrapped up in that mentality of progress and being good sometimes. Yeah, we hear that a lot sometimes. Like, how do I become a better Minecrafter? Like, it's a subjective game, And I feel like, I wonder if there's like a study out there. Like, I imagine some psychologists over the last 14 years have had a field day talking with kids about Minecraft, and I imagine there are different. I know there are some studies in terms of like spatial awareness and geometry knowledge and computer programming and stuff like that, because of people's time in Minecraft doing like redstone or creating their own builds, measuring things out, that kind of stuff. Anything that has to be very specific. But I'm curious about like the either positive or negative psychological effects that Minecraft has when there's that pressure to be good at something, because Minecraft is so publicly like available, I guess. I don't know if I'm supposed to have that many pieces left over. I shouldn't say publicly available. What's the best way to describe it? I guess there's a lot of access to Minecraft to people where it's being treated very professionally by a lot of content creators like myself, you know, when you want to present something. And then if people are just playing for fun, if they feel like the pressure of not building something that's up to what they feel are the internet standards, you know? I guess that little arc piece is spare. I don't see any places where I should have used it. Yeah, I guess it's extra. That's cool. Right on. Well, that's the first 2 bags of the Boushh helmet. Looking pretty good. That's the top of it. Let's get up a little bit closer so y'all can see. And so we did what I thought was going to be like a lot of the final bag, you know, like the money shot, the final pieces to crown, you know, the build. But we did it all on the top of the helmet was day 1. That's interesting. I'm cool that they do that, because if you build a lot of these, like if you're collecting all the helmets, then it would be cool to not go through the exact same bottom to top build process with each one. Very, very cool. So what I'm going to do, we're going to wrap up the LEGO stream here. This VOD will be available on the VOD channel as well as on twitch.tv/JoelDuggan, of course, for the next 6 weeks. I think they stay 8 weeks, but they're on the VOD channel indefinitely. I'm going to switch over and play some Satisfactory. So we're going to continue on with the streaming afternoon. It's only 2:45 my time, so let's go. Might as well. If you're watching this later, you can stop by the Twitch channel every Friday at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 3 hours for more LEGO Let's Chats. There is a ton of LEGO to build this spring and summer. I have several sets that I'm very excited about. Some big ones too that are going to take probably a good month or so here on the channel to do them. So I'm really excited about that. Again, thank you to the folks that sent this in. I really, really appreciate it. It was a part of a very, very cool birthday LEGO unboxing. That VOD is also available if you want to see what sets we're building over the next few months. You can check out that VOD on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on social media. It's Joel Duggan everywhere. Very easy to find. Instagram and Twitter are my most active. You can also just go to joelduggan.com and link out to places, as well as find things like the Spun Chunks podcast and the Citadel Cafe podcast. We're going to switch over to Satisfactory, so don't go anywhere. Just hang out in the chat. The stream may stop briefly while I switch to a different stream category and have a separate VOD for Satisfactory. But we will see you all in just a few minutes. If not, I will see you next week for more LEGO. Bye for now.